Okay, good afternoon everyone. Again, this is not a review video. This is a update on the setups kind of video. And well, a lot of things happened last night. Well, it was obvious, right? There's the there was the federal funds rate and the FOMC press conference last night. So we've had a lot of things last night. Let's just go over them. By the way, the Fed has kept the rates unchanged. Okay, it was yesterday. Yes. So the rates have remained unchanged, and the outlook seems well, it seemed overly positive because the markets, especially the XXX USD and the indices, went up. So then again, outlook must have been positive, or it's just the charts. You know, let's start with the dollar. Okay, dollar has gone down. Have a look at the structure, right? It is actually very clean, and I spotted this last night. So there's the high swept, and there's the low broken, and there's the another low broken. If you look at it at the H4, it's going to be more clear. So there it is. High swept, low broken, goes all the way down, hits the last month's low, deviates, then comes in, takes out those highs, breaks down. What confirms that it was a test of resistance is this break in market structure. Once this break in market structure happened, it was pretty obvious that, okay, that was only a test of resistance and market could now go and threaten the poor lows, or it could go and make a new lower low. But all of that is going to be reserved for the next week. Because this week I am done trading. Yeah, disclaimer by the way, I'm done trading. I'm done trading for this week. I've had a very good week, and I would like to keep it that way. Not only in context with the PNL, it's also in context with the market. With the kind of volatility we've had last night, I doubt, the market is going to be tradable for the next 1.5 days, which is the remaining time for the week. So again, uh, moving away from the dollar, we've already pointed that out, right? That's a hit of resistance and a sell off confirmed by a break in MS. Next target's probably the last month's low. Now to the euro. If you notice, the sell order for euro is gone. Okay. There was a sell order. I've just placed it now. So there was a sell order and it was taken out last week. I'll show you what happened. First, let's just have a look at this. Custom period 18/3, which is Monday, up until 22nd, which is going to be Friday. So there's no data for 22. It is displaying up until Thursday. And there's no euro trade. There's euro GBP. There's euro GBP, but there is no euro. Okay. So I'll show you why there's no euro. Hide everything and just have a look at the structure. Oops. Resistance, okay? Pretty much a resistance zone. Market comes into that zone, deviates, sells off. Well, the deviation is quite obvious now, but what made me think it was a deviation was this. You can see the market has had a very clean test of the resistance, okay? And sold off immediately. Then just before the news starts to go up, right? Very nicely. Starts to go up while it held on to that low. So that's what made me look to the left side and I saw this clean resistance and I was like, okay, this could be a deviation. But then what really confirmed it, or what really made me cancel those orders was fibs. Now I know a lot of people don't use fibs, don't like fibs, and they say, what's the use of Fibonacci in 2024? It's quite an old thing. Well, I don't agree, and you can see why. So the market had hit the 50% pullback of this up move. So we've had this nice clean up move. Okay, for weeks this market was up, right? And then it decides to pull back, and look where it stops, the 50% fib. So if you don't believe that the market could deviate off of this resistance turned support, then you should believe that the market would hold on to that 50% retracement level. Okay. Again, same thing, same logic as it is in trading. Price is going down, coming towards support. You've got to assume that the support will hold. You may not long off of that support, but you shouldn't really sell support. That is very counterproductive. Same goes for resistance. If the market's headed towards resistance, you may not sell that resistance, but you definitely shouldn't be buying here, right? That is very stupid. Very, very stupid. Just think about it, okay? So that's one of the reasons why we canceled the euro sell order, and well, we saved ourselves a lot of money. So there goes euro, there goes the dollar, and odd USD, not very bearish to start the week, and well, it was the most bullish during the news. It has reversed all the way towards the previous week's high, or the previous to previous week's high. Nice to see. So you know what this confirms? This confirms our bias from the last week. Our bias, our bias last week was the XXX USD pairs, which are these, are bullish, and these guys are bearish, and this one's bearish too. We got proven wrong. Okay, we got proven quite wrong because of euro. So we decided to go long euro last week once these lows were taken, or into these lows, with that as stop. Okay, that got stopped out. But then you can see that the market just went for a deeper pullback. And such are the conditions that the market has to go for a deeper pullback in all of the assets, especially in AUD USD. You can take a look there. So this is where people thought that it's made a lower low, it's gonna probably make another lower low. So that was treated as a deviation and the market sold off. But then as soon as it hit that region, hit that demand region, bought off, made a high. At that point, it was confirmed that this is a lower high, lower low, high low, high. So based on that assumption, I was thinking that this could continue quickly. It didn't. All it did was hit that deepest point of that low, and then it went up. So again, that doesn't change the fact that this will probably make another high, and then the XXX USD pairs are now bullish. So yeah, there's a key thing. Guess there's the key thing to notice or take away from this week. In the DUSD, again, nothing on this. It's probably one of the worst assets to trade in my opinion, because I don't know what it's trying to do here. It's not really even a clear range. It's just doing its own thing. Anyways, just leave it there. CAD. Going forward, I would be looking for the runaway trades on CAD. Okay, runaway trades are kind of, well, I just came up with a term a year ago or 2 years ago. Runaway trades are kind of trades that just run away after the weekly opens. So the week opens there, the market's going to do something like this in the first few hours of Monday, and it's going to run away either to the upside or to the downside, depending upon what the market conditions are, what are its trend and all that. So you can see that the lows were holding, right? Lows were holding. Low might not hold, and it's going to go for a quick runway trade down. So again, something to look forward next week. There it is. Okay. Now let's move away from currencies and let's move towards the indices. So we had an order on DAX, clean break and hold above the last week's high, and we buy a pullback into that low and expect the low of the week to hold. Okay. 10 pullback, went to target first, orders were cancelled. Simple as that. S&P and NAS, all of these would be talked about in the weekly close or the end of week remarks. Okay. So far the accounts in quite positive, and I'll go over the risk factor this week and all that stuff. Oil is one trade that I wanted to take. Okay, even after the news, because uptrend. Okay. High low, high low, high. Okay. So yes, this could have been bought with that as your stop. But I wouldn't really get into oil. Why? Yes, there it is. Look at that. Where should we start from? Probably there is fine. Okay. So resistance, deviation, sell off, right? Comes in resistance, deviation, retest, and a sell off, gets back above, hold as support, break down, retest sell off. So this is again not a clean SR, but definitely a clean pivot. So with pivots, we just wait it out. Okay, with pivots, we just wait it out. We wait for the reaction and we see what's going to happen with pivots. We see what's going to happen with the asset when it comes near the pivot. So hit TP first, and oil, basically I need to wait for price action here on oil at this level. Okay, plus end of the week I don't really want to get into a trade. If this trade showed up let's say early in the week, right, if it did that early in the week, I would have just placed an order there and then go up. But so late in the week, no. Only 1.5 days remain for the week to close. So I don't know, anything can happen, but we're not trading anymore. We've already had a decent week. Don't want to ruin it by taking a trade that I didn't want to. So this is silver. As usual, it's quite bullish. Okay, so we were doubting whether silver is going to make a higher high or not. It has. So open of the week, the trend was quite bearish. Okay, but then as soon as it took that low out, we must have had a break in MS first. So there was a break in MS that happened during the news, and well, if you went long there or in that region, expecting this low to hold as your stop, wow, that was a target. 1.4 are not very impressive, but again, silver is so consistent with fibs. It is, I mean, quite noteworthy that an asset is very respectful of the fib levels. What happened with gold? Similar thing. Okay, so we had a high. If you remember, we talked about gold taking out that high. Okay, if you remember, we talked about the gold taking out that high. It will be, it's there in our YouTube channel. There it is. The thumbnail itself is that. Okay, review number 2. Oops, don't need an audio. There it is. Oops. So we talked about that low, sorry, that high. Anyways, let's just leave it there. I don't want to get into detail. And yeah, so there it is. Then the gold high is gone. So yeah, there it is. Again, could we have gotten into a trade? Probably, because think about this: weekly open, low, local low. Then we have a high, a high low, right? And then the market just chops. And there's the high broken, there's the retest, and there's the break. So probably during the news, if you were not betting on silver, you could have bet on gold with that as your entry and expecting the market to hold on to the low of the week. And first target could be there, but I would personally say go for that high. So where's the 1.2x extension? Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's perfect, right? Look at the 1.2x extension and look at the monthly I think this is 1.6x, 2.6x. So both align with the high being taken there. Wow, lovely trade. We didn't see it, and honestly, I was too stressed out to look at any other assets. I was already in 3 trades when the rates happened, and I was like, okay, let's not burden ourselves anymore mentally. So there's gold and silver. Definitely there was a long on gold and silver that we missed out on. So not good, but we'll move on from here. So we're done with currencies, we're done with indices, metals, oil. Crypto is the last one that remains. As far as crypto is concerned, it did hit that Fibonacci. It did hit that Kijun level, which we were talking about. So it was on these settings. There it is. So the Kijun has got a nice smack, and the market's again been bought up from there. Personally, you could have long this, but I really never understand where would you place your stops when the market hits the Kijun fast. So it does tend to hit the Kijun quite often. But I do not really understand where are you going to place your stops when it hits the occasion. Because this is daily, right? This is very, very high time frame. So where are you going to place your stops? So I don't just mess with it. That's it. Now, if you look at BTC, it must have done the same. Exactly. It's done that same with different settings, but it's hit that default settings keygen, bang, and the market's been bought up. So target was hit before we could get a short entry, and that is why we cancelled those bids, cancelled those orders for Ethereum and BTC. So that's it for the week, and I will see you tomorrow in end of week remarks. We'll go over the setups that we took and we won. Kind of have a 100% strike rate this week. Well, we only took 3 trades, so yeah, that's it for this update. So again, no more trading for me, and I do not really see any more opportunities. Plus, speaking from a purely psychological perspective and as a trader, okay, I've had a good week, and I do not really want to get into a trade, which basically doesn't come to fruition until Friday, and I just have to close it in a loss, or it hits my SL, and I just have a bad ratio of the week, right? There's a reason why that PNL is not very impressive despite all the trades being so good. We'll talk about that in the end of week remarks. That's it for now. Bye.